Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's reading, we're doing a pick a card on what is waiting for me for the rest of 2018, so in December of 2018. We have three choices. We have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. So take a moment, take a few breaths if you need to, focus your energy on which pile is calling to you. Alright, so, excuse me, we're going to go ahead and get started with pile number 1. And we're going to go ahead and start with the tarot. So, we have the Star card, Knight of Cups, King of Wands, and the Eight of Pentacles. Sorry about my kids in the background. They're crazy. We have the Talisman, Magic Prayer, Strength, and Discernment. Alright, so as you can tell, I live in a nut house and my kids are crazy. Alrighty, so enough about my kids. Alrighty, so we have some beautiful things coming your way right away. We start off with the Star energy, which, you know, the Star is all about hope. It's all about cleansing. It's all about renewal, rebirth. So any kind of hurt you may have had in the past, any kind of healing that may have need to take place is already taking place. So this is a beautiful card to start with. It's also sort of like wishing upon a star card. So anything that you may be wishing for, this is like the wish card. Your wish is going to come true. So what a beautiful way to start. We also have the Knight of Cups. So if this is you in a relationship, well, if this is a relationship that you're in, excuse me, the Knight of Cups can talk about somebody who is probably not that serious in your life. This is probably somebody who is only here for the meantime, okay? Somebody who's a Knight of Cups is kind of always only just here for the meantime, like I said, always kind of looking for the next thing. They're not here to stay. So this is just sort of a fling. Now, if this is you, you're sort of that person who's just kind of chasing feelings, kind of you're kind of, again, just chasing feelings. You're being the chaser, I guess. And right now, it's probably not best for you to be doing that. You'd probably need to spend more time with yourself, with your friends, people you love and care about, maybe your family. So probably not the best time for relationships at this time. We have the King of Wands. So the King of Wands could either be somebody that you really look up to, excuse me, a boss or a mentor, or this could be you needing to step up as a boss, needing to take the lead as the boss, okay, needing to own that project, needing to be that boss ass biatch, okay? So it's stepping into your power. And then with the Eight of Pentacles, it could very well be you needing to step up, because the Eight of Pentacles is all about working super hard on a project, but it could also be somebody you really you really look up to, because the Eight of Pentacles isn't necessarily already the boss, isn't ready to be the boss. They're sort of crafting their work and working on like being that master, but they're not yet at that masterful level. So it could just be working under somebody that you really look up to, learning from them. That could be this person. Or, like I said, you're working on a project. Maybe you're working really close to somebody that you really admire. But with the Eight of Pentacles, you're working really hard at your craft. You're maybe putting in overtime, but trust me, this is going to pay off for you. This is something that's going to be really great for you. You have a great future in this, so good job in working hard. Again, this is gonna look good for you. with the talisman card, it's sort of rewarding you for your hard work. It's talking about leading the path forward. If you can see that road ahead, it's talking about what you've learned in your life thus far and sort of rewarding you for that work that you've done, and making sure you have lessons learned and kind of don't fall back to where you've been, and really think about where you've come from and think about where you want to go. Okay? And it goes a little bit hand in hand with magic prayer, because magic prayer is all about speaking into existence what you want in your life. Okay? Praying, meditating, journaling, whatever it is that you do or you believe in, just having that connection to the universe, to spirit, to God, who, again, whatever it is you believe in, and speaking into existence again what you want in your life. Okay? And just setting up that road forward for yourself, because you still have a road ahead, but your road is very bright. Okay? You have the light right here, and your road is very bright ahead of you, and you've already put a lot of work in, and your future again is very bright. Here we can see her elongated neck, and it's about using communication, your throat chakra, excuse me, and again about sorry, I say throat chakra and my throat's like all jacked up during this reading. Sorry. So yeah, again, it's all about putting into words, or again, throwing out into the universe what it is that you want in your life, so that those things can manifest for you. And they will manifest, definitely. And then we have the strength card. And if you notice here, the star card, star is also spelled out here. I don't know if you can see that, but it says star here, and it shows a bunch of stars on the card, just like the star card. So you kind of have two stars, which is, you know, again, all about healing, renewal, rebirth. And in this situation, strength asks you to think about all that you've been through, to really reflect on what strength means to you, how you've used it in your life to, you know, get through difficult situations. A lot of times when we think about strength, we think about strength in the physical form, or we think about strength as it relates to things where, like, taking on more than we think we can handle, but we don't ever think as strength as being something that comes from the inside, or something that we use to connect to our deeper selves, to spirit, to the universe. We don't think of it as, you know, things like that, or as asking for help, or as asking for guidance, when a lot of times strength does come from those places. In order to really build our strength, we need to be really connected to our inner self, to our creator, and that's really where strength comes from. And so this is just asking you to... Hi, those of you who chose pile 2. This is your reading. Alright, so we have 4 of Cups, Page of Wands, 2 of Pentacles, the Empress, Wizard of Awareness, Mountain, Moonlight, Beauty, and Harmony. And this is for what is coming to you for December of 2019. Alright, so right away with the 4 of Cups, we have the energy of over it. So there is something that you feel dissatisfied with. There's something that, you know, is just you're just not feeling it for whatever reason. Maybe it's something with the Page of Wands, sorry. With the Page of Wands next to it, it makes me think that perhaps there's something that you want to go after and you feel like for some reason you can't. Because the Page of Wands is a new energy, somebody that wants to try something different. And over here, you're just feeling maybe disillusioned, like for whatever reason you can't go after whatever this is, even though this is what really ramps you up, what really gets your juices flowing, what you're really passionate about. But this just has you looking down and out. And there's a hand here to help, but you're not looking for that help. You're looking down, your hands are crossed, and you're just sort of feeling sorry for yourself. And there might be people trying to help you, but you're just not about it at this time. And with the Two of Pentacles, it could be that you're juggling two things. Maybe because at this time you're going through something where, you know, maybe the thing that you want to do, you can't afford to do it because you have responsibilities. You know, so perhaps the thing that doesn't make you happy is what's paying the bills. And, you know, I'm just using this as an example because this is the first thing that popped in my head. And perhaps this is the thing that you're passionate about, is what you really were trying to do, but this isn't paying the bills right now. So perhaps this is a situation that really has you feeling in this energy. You know, this could be about a relationship. It could be about whatever it is, but this has you all in your emotions of not being happy at this time, or, you know, going into December not being in the happiest of moods. But you have to know that there's help out there and that this isn't the only option, okay? And with the Empress here, the Empress is all about love. She is such a loving and motherly figure, and she wants all her children to be happy. So she is all about feeling herself, all about being in her power. She is the ultimate nurturer. She is like Mother Gaia, like Mother Earth. She wants everything and everyone to thrive. So you really need to step into that energy, because this energy here will only hold you down, okay? This energy gets us nowhere. It's okay to take, you know, a day or two, you know, that's totally understandable. We can't be happy all the time, every day, you know, that's not what I'm trying to say. But to live in this energy is not healthy for any one of us, okay? So what I'm suggesting is that you try to move into this more positive energy, and regain, you know, this energy of the Empress. And that has a lot to do with connecting to your higher self, connecting to nature, connecting to things that bring you peace, okay? There's a lot of us that can't do everything that we want to do because of whatever circumstances we're in, but that doesn't mean that our life is over, okay? It doesn't mean that we won't get the opportunity later in life or at another point. It doesn't mean that you have to give up your dreams. It just means that maybe right now is not the perfect time. Okay, but there will be other times. And I'm not saying that this is exactly what you're going through, but this is just the energy that's coming forward. So then we have the Wizard of Awareness. And so Wizard of Awareness just asks you to step back and try to remain neutral, okay? When things are happening to you, around you, stand back, take a seat, and I just noticed that he has a wand as well, because he's a wizard. And don't try to control everything, because it's impossible, okay? We're not in control of every single thing that happens to us. Yes, we have control of most things, but we're not in control of every single thing that happens to us. So it's just reminding us to remain as neutral as we can. And because if we don't, if we stay in this energy, then we kind of give up our power. Okay, so you don't want to be in this victim mode. You want to not give up your power. You want to stay in your power. I mean, like I said, we all go through tough times, and it's important to go through it, learn our lesson, and then just dust ourselves off and go on like the soldiers that we are, okay? The next card that we have is Mountain. And so Mountain talks about those times when we feel like we're going through it, just like the Four of Cups. I mean, there's times when we feel like we're tackling a mountain, like we're getting ready to climb up that damn mountain and nobody wants to climb it. But sometimes it's necessary. Other times it's really not necessary. We don't have to climb the mountain. We can take other means, okay? And this is what this card is talking about. There's times when we're going to be stubborn and we're going to insist on climbing the mountain, even though there's other ways to get around it, through it, past it. But if we insist, just know that we don't have to climb the mountain in a day. We don't have to do it by ourselves. There's help for us, okay? If we choose not to climb the mountain, we can go through the river. We can hike past the mountain. There are other alternatives. This is not the only way to go through around the mountain, okay? But yes, we all go through these difficult times, but that's not to say that we're alone in this, okay? We also have Moonlight. Moonlight reminds us that so the moon is all about using your intuition, and it's about looking for signs, okay? So a lot of times in our dreams, in our, when we ask for answers to our prayers, things like this, we get signs, and a lot of times we don't recognize the signs after we ask for them, okay? So this is just asking you to pay attention, pay close attention to what you're asking for, and the signs, signals, messages that you're receiving, whether it be in your sleep, the songs that are playing, little things, little messages that you're hearing, things like that, because Spirit, the universe, God, whoever it is you believe in, is trying to communicate with you through these messages, okay, through these ways, okay? So just keep an open mind. They're trying to communicate with you, all right? They're trying to help you out during these times. Then we have Beauty. So beauty is also about looking at the beauty within. A lot of us are focused on the outer beauty, but there is so much beauty that people possess on the inside that sometimes we forget. Okay, so a lot of times, especially in this day and age, we focus on, wow, she has this, she has that, because if I had this, I would be so much prettier. If I looked like that, I would be prettier. But really, we fail to look at what a person's beauty is on the inside. And this is just asking you to realize your own beauty, to connect with that beauty, and to realize that you are a beautiful person. Okay, we all are. We all have beauty within us. And we need to connect with that more often. And then finally, we have Harmony. And Harmony talks about being in harmony with our spirit, okay? It talks about letting go of the anger, letting go of those ill feelings, sort of like this, letting that go, because again, that only makes for more of that, that only repeats those feelings, that only emphasizes that negativity. So in being harmonious with your own self, you're advocating for your own inner peace, okay? And harmony can be achieved by many different ways. If you try journaling, if you meditate, by praying, by doing things, small rituals for yourself, taking care of yourself, okay? She has, I don't know if it's a harmonica or a harp. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I think it's a harp. Music is very soothing to a lot of people, so maybe listening to music is helpful to you. Maybe writing poetry. Anything like that will definitely help you. And then both of these cards, I just realized they both have roses on them. So maybe you're a very creative person. Maybe you like to garden. Maybe you like to go out in nature. I feel like nature is important for a lot of us to get in touch with. And we forget to do that. We're so focused with technology and all these things that happen in our daily lives that we forget to connect again to Mother Earth. And it's very important in our well-being. So let's not forget to do that. Things will work out for you. You have a lot of, again, beauty within you. You have the Empress card right here. Like, if there's a badass woman here, it's the Empress, and you can definitely be this Empress, okay? She is calling to you. She wants you to harness her energy. So I know that you can turn these feelings around, and you can, you can definitely get everything that you're looking for, as long as you get out of this energy, okay? So do what it is to get you out of this funk, okay? I hope this reading resonated with you, and I hope that you'll be back. Thank you so much. Hi Pile 3, this is your reading for what to expect in December 2019. Alright, so for tarot we have the Ace of Swords, the Hierophant, or Hierophant, however you want to call it, Judgment, Six of Pentacles, Temperance, and we have Wide Open, Protecting Treasure, Expression, Truth, and Transition. Let me just move them over a little bit to the side. There we go. Alright, so everyone can see. Alright, perfect. Okay, so, this is a fascinating pile. Okay, great. Okay, so, right away with the Ace of Swords, this energy is about cutting away things that no longer serve you. So for December 2019, you're doing away with things that, again, no longer serve you, that you don't want coming into your life anymore, that you're over and done with. And of course, these are things that are not healthy for you. So these can be behaviors, beliefs. With the Hierophant card, Hierophant, again, however you want to say it, this card can go one of two ways. It could be teachings, it could be something, again, somebody kind of being our teacher. But for me, because of the rest of the cards that are here, I feel like this is referring to belief systems that that maybe you have been raised with. So there are beliefs that we kind of, obviously we are all taught because of how we were raised, who we were raised by, what our family believes in. And so some of these beliefs are not in our best interest, okay? I'm not saying that everybody that was, I'm not saying this applies to everyone, obviously. I'm just saying that, for example, in my culture, there's things that we are believed, for example, women, women were supposed to serve men, for example. When I was growing up, my dad was always served first before women because that's the way that my culture was, right? Like that's the way women treated men. Men always got served before women. And I'm not saying that's right, that's wrong, whatever. That's up to you all to decide for yourselves. I'm just saying these are some of the things that I'm talking about, okay? These are some of the behaviors, these are some of the belief systems that people grow up with, and they're not always the healthiest, okay? So because we grow up with these belief systems, they keep us from becoming something, they hold us back, in other words, okay? They hold us back, they keep us limited, they keep us in fear. So we grow up and we don't know that we have so many options in life. We think, oh, I had no idea that I could do that because of where I'm from, because I've never seen anybody from my background become an astronaut, become a whatever, because that just doesn't exist from, based on where I'm from. Things of that nature. So this is kind of what I'm seeing for you. So you're kind of cutting ties with those belief systems that you grew up with, okay? That's the first thing that I'm getting here, which can be really difficult. It can be really difficult because that comes with, is my family going to accept me? What's going to happen now? Like, where am I going to fit in now? Okay? Then we have the judgment card, right? And this is not about judging others, but it's about judging yourself and your life and where you've been and what you've been through, and kind of doing that deep dive into your own life and saying, is this where I want my life to go? Is this how I want to continue living my life? So this, because I saw these cards, I was like, okay, this is the direction I think this reading is going. So sometimes we look at our lives and we think, this is not for me. Like, this is maybe the life my parents wanted for me, but this is not what I want for myself. So this is kind of the energy that I'm, tapping into with this reading so far. So judgment asks you to really look at your life, think about, is this really what you want for yourself? And then move forward from there. And by the way, there's 1, 2, 3 major arcana cards, which is pretty significant here. Then we have the 6 of Pentacles, okay? And 6 of Pentacles here, and I'll combine it with the Temperance because both of these, it can have a little bit to do with balance. Temperance is all about balance and there being a lack of balance. So there's something in your life that is out of whack for whatever reason. It might be emotionally. I feel like it is emotionally, but sometimes that acts out in other. It acts out. It manifests in other areas of your life. So with the 6 of Pentacles, it makes me feel like that behavior made that what's it called? That lack of stability, or that lack of stability may manifest itself in the ways that maybe you spend your money, okay? So maybe you overspend, maybe you're careless with your money, because with the 6 of Pentacles, it's about giving and taking, but perhaps you're not caring for that money like you should. You're not being a good steward of your coins, okay? And then especially if this money is something where you just happen to come into, or if it was a gift, or because she's holding gifts. So perhaps this money was a gift, a loan, something that maybe wasn't necessarily expected. So maybe the way you're caring for it is a little bit more reckless. So it's just asking you to be careful how you're balancing things in your life, because it seems like right now there's an imbalance. An imbalance. So Temperance just asks you to be patient with yourself, be kind to yourself, don't be reckless, don't do things that you'll later regret, okay? All right. With wide open, this card is really talking about all the possibilities that you have. Okay. Wide open is talking about you. And sorry, it makes me a little bit emotional because I feel like you have no idea how special you are, how much you have to give to the world, and you're kind of barely scratching the surface of how special you are, and you're barely starting to discover that. And you have so much to offer the world, and the world is literally wide open for you. The world is waiting for you to discover that, okay? So you have so many wonderful, beautiful gifts to offer, and the world needs you, okay? And the world is waiting for you and is open for you to be able to come into that energy. And with the next card, Protecting Treasure, it's just letting you know that spirit has your back, okay? You don't have to be afraid. You don't have to have this fear, this fear that we were taught. Don't worry about, well, the what ifs, the I've never done this, don't worry about it. Spirit has your back. God has your back. The universe has your back. Okay, you are a treasure to the universe, and spirit will not lead you astray. Okay, you are being protected. This is the universe with the umbrella, and this is you. You are like a national treasure, for example. You are a treasure to this earth, to this universe. And so again, there is so much for you to offer this world, this earth, this universe. And so spirit is not going to lead you astray. So just have faith in knowing that. There's a lot of beautiful things that are waiting for you. And yeah, wow, that's really powerful and really sweet. Whew. Okay, we also have expression. And expression also talks about basically the same thing, about how you don't have to be afraid you don't have to fear who you are, being your authentic self. You don't have to hide behind a mask. You don't have to hide being who you truly are, being your creative self, being your fun self, your artistic self, your beautiful, original, loud self, whatever it is, however that comes out in you. I mean, we're all different. We all have different ideas of how we want to express ourselves. Some of us do it through writing, some of us do it through music, some of us do it through makeup. I mean, we all have our own ways of how we express ourselves. And so like all these beautiful butterflies in her headdress are just one example of, how it's important to express yourself, and to not be afraid, to not feel confined, to be able to really tune into who you are meant to be. Okay, because again, spirit has a plan for you. All right, you are meant to be a certain person, and you are not meant to hide, to be afraid of that. All right, there's something big waiting for you. And then we have truth. Okay, you need to step into your truth. I mean, there's not much else I can say behind this card. I mean, you have to, again, live your authentic life. You don't want to go through this life as a fake, a fraud, somebody that's not authentic. That's not a type of life that is, positive or fulfilling, really. You have to be able to be honest with yourself and, love yourself for who you really, truly, authentically are. Okay? And then we finish out with transition. And yes, this is going to be a transition for you. You're leaving behind the person who you once were, who you were taught to be, who you were told you were, and stepping into the person who you were meant to be. And you can see, I don't know if you can, but she has beautiful butterfly wings. You are stepping into that, beautiful butterfly spirit. You are shedding your cocoon and becoming what you were meant to be in this life. And that is, I mean, that's the most beautiful thing, you know. Don't ever feel like you don't have people behind you. You will always find a tribe of people that will support you no matter what. Maybe it won't be your birth family, maybe it won't be, you know, the people you've known your whole life, but there will always be people who want you to succeed. So don't ever feel like you will not have anyone, because this takes a lot of courage to be who you were meant to be. And so again, don't ever feel like you'll lose people, because maybe you will lose people, but you will gain other people who will love you for the person that you were meant to be, for the real you, for the real happy, authentic you. I hope that this reading resonated with you. This was a little bit heavy but beautiful at the same time. Again, thank you for being here, and I hope that you come back.